I have some spooky stories. Here's one. English is not my native language. Be me, Mexican fag. Be part of the army for at least 7 years, patrolling and being stationed at bases most of the time. Really shitty. Trying to apply to a different branch many times, similar to Spec Ops or Special Forces but shittier because Mexico. Be accepted and assigned my first mission in new unit. We are tasked to survey an area that was used as lab to cook hardcore drugs up in the mountains. Place was raided and dismantled a few years ago, but as always happens they seem to be back as it's a good spot. A small unit of 5 must watch the area and report back if we spot cartel activity. They always cook late night, however we must survey the area all night from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. There are 2 locations that need to be watched during those hours, a structure previously used as the lab and the main path they used to get there, both built by cartels. Sergeant stays at camp, recording and reporting activity, and the other 2 survey those 2 areas from 7 to 7. Next day the other 2 rotate and survey, night 4/7 till next patrol comes. Nothing at all. Bored AF. My expectations for this unit were too high. Surveying the structure mentioned form a safe distance, about 2 a.m. Radio checks each hour. Guy surveilling the main path calls and says he got something. Guy surveilling asks us to change radio channel so they can chat privately. A couple minutes passes and Sergeant says he is sanding. The other 2 is backup. I am puzzled and confused, asked why and if we should expect combat. Sergeant says it is protocol. I don't recall that protocol. As far as I know we should just watch and report. About an hour or so the other guy arrives. I continue the surveillance while he randomly checks the surroundings. The night passes, there is nothing to report. Night 5/7 I'm staying at camp. Night 6/7 I'm surveying the structure again. Late night around 3 to 4 a.m., forest goes dead silent. Hear some noises, whispers, tree leaves breaking. I feel something is watching me, I better check it. I'm up in a tree on a platform installed by the previous team. We use a rope ladder to get in and down. We are not supposed to use our flashlight during the night so we don't reveal our position. I'm trying to see what is that making that noise with just my eyes. Whispering and movement increases below. Now I can even distinguish some words, something like perhaps we should. And some creepy jiggling. I am shitting my pants at this point. It is not wildlife. I am military and have a gun. I have permission to use lethal force etc. Voices just laugh in a creepy tone. They are just below the tree. Fuck it. I'm using my flashlight. I need to see what I'm dealing with. I'll point my flashlight to where the voices should be and I can see shadows moving really fast away from the light. Keep trying to reach them with the light. Hear a whistle, and a hey coming from the opposite side I'm looking at. Point my flashlight. See a creepy man smiling at me. He is as pale as a paper sheet. He is really tall. His eyes are sunk deep in his sockets. It almost looks like he had no eyes. As I am pointing the flashlight from his toes to head he just vanishes. Noses stop completely but the forest is still silent. I'm so scared I can't even move. I managed to use the radio. I am so fucked I can barely speak. Sergeant notices it immediately and says we are on our way. They arrive and help me get to the camp. Surveillance is cancelled. I am feeling very exhausted but no way in hell I am sleeping. No one asks what I saw or what happened. They just tell me to rest and that we will be gone from there soon. I am able to get some sleep at dawn. Night 7/7 I am staying at camp. Surveillance is resumed like nothing happened last night. Next day the other team arrives at camp. Sergeant talk and exchange information. We leave, walk for several hours till we reach the pickup location. We are transported to main base. The other guys just talked about normal shit. As I'm new I'm afraid and hesitant to ask about the incident. 6 months later, I get to know 2 guys from the same unit. They were not part of the same surveillance operation. We are at a bar talking so I tell them what happened in their opinion. They do not look surprised at all. They basically explain me that it is common in that kind of operations to see weird shit, when the army raids their crops, labs, training camps, houses etc. They often report similar things. According to them cartels pay huge amounts to shamans or witches alike to protect their lands from the army to keep them away and to know when the army or police is on their asses. I cannot fully believe that but here it is often talked among the military. At this point I have heard many similar stories. Here's another one. I'll try to sum it up as it is long. Be me patrolling near a beach and watching over tourists. Even cartel respect the tourists that buy their drugs, so all is calm and easy. We can even chill for some time. We receive a call. A missing military official with a military vehicle has not reported in, is not responding and is late. A huge search is deployed where the official went and surrounding area. It is difficult. There are many ways and roads to look. We receive a call. He was found by a local and was reported to the police. We still struggle to find the exact place. The whole area is like a maze. Military official was unconscious over the horn. A taxi driver heard the horn and went to check. The whole scene was suspicious. No shooting, no signs of combat, and the official didn't crash. The vehicle was just there like stationed. Besides, it more than 2 hours for someone to find him. Taxi driver looked somehow off. We suspect official was drugged, poisoned or something like that. We inquire police officers and taxi driver who looks anxious, but nothing comes of it, only that people avoid taking that road. We question taxi driver and police on what it took so long for someone to find him, as he was just there in the middle of the road. There are many roads like it and are transited. Taxi driver says no one goes near there ever. The place is cursed or some shit. Police didn't deny it, just kind of avoided the talk. Military office is taken to base and the whole case is dismissed as a health issue. Days after, it is my day off. Go to downtown to eat some decent food and look around. LM in restaurant, small talking with the waitress about work and mentioned what happened couple days ago. She told me the whole story. There in that road there is a sideway to a water plant with a pump extracting water from a deep well. According to the legend, someone owned that land and built the plant. Somehow the owner made a pact with a demon or devil. No one know what the deal was about, but since then the water plant has never stopped pumping water. No one knows how the plant operates as there are no power lines connected to it, and the whole place is fenced and closed. No one works there, yet you can hear a metallic-like sound all the time. It is supposed to be the water pump working or something pumping water like an old water pump. People started to go missing near the plant, sometimes found dead. She mentioned that whatever is in that plant likes to mess around with people. Many locals and tourists that have gone near that plant or road are attacked and later present a form of physical or mental impairment. Perfectly healthy people being turned into retards or having their legs or limbs paralyzed. At this point I'm really interested on the story and want to learn more. Go back at main base and try to get information about the military official and his status. He is being transferred to the capital for further medical examination. He is fine but has facial paralysis, maybe because of a head injury, and he will need therapy. No way it is a coincidence. I tell everything to a buddy and agree to check the place. Couple of weeks we move our day off, go to the road and supposed water plant during the day. Be in the same road, everything goes silent, like off silent. The jungle is always alive, full of sounds. It feels really off but decide to continue, find a side dirt road that goes deep in the jungle. It must be it. We walk it for some meters, everything is still quiet, hear a constant metallic screeching, like old machinery. Oh shit, walk a little more, see a fence and structure, noise is louder now. We just check from the distance, it seems old, no power lines or traces of people being around for a long time. The jungle eats everything, withing some days. However, the place hasn't been touched by nature either. Be looking around, and trying to peek a little, metallic sound stops completely. Me and buddy don't say anything, look at each other. A dreadful sensation takes over us. We noped out of there as far as we could. We didn't see anything, but somehow felt we needed to get out of there for our lives. Go to main base, basically wasting our day off. Research a little more about the water plant. I find weird stuff, like a water company owning that plant. It is the only plant they own. The owner should be over 80 years old. Didn't dare to go there again. Another one in case someone is interested. 2017 huge earthquake hits the country. Several buildings collapsed completely or partially. There are people trapped in some. We are deployed to help an SAR of trapped people. All from the start the whole population was providing help and tried to rescue people trapped. Although this was seen very positive, it actually was harmful. Trying rescues without the proper knowledge, moving debris up and down, caused some buildings to collapse again or people trapped to be crushed. Second days of SAR operations and we bring in heavy machinery as there are tons of debris to be removed, and at some point, it will be used to clean the whole collapsed buildings until all chances of rescuing people have been exhausted. Usually, people distrust the government and think we will use the heavy machinery where people might be trapped, and things escalate. Some people try to revolt, and some soldiers are even attacked. Despite trying to explain them, they just not fucking listen. We don't let them trespass as they can cause the buildings to collapse again and noise prevent SAR to hear people that might still alive. These people are fucking stupid. See an old lady in the restricted area near a building partially collapsed. She seems disoriented and confused, sad and worried at the same time. I think as someone whose family is still missing or tapped, and get to her, alumnize to her and tell she can't be there. She can get hurt or worse. I think she managed to get in when people were arguing and revolting outside the restricted area. I'm walking her out when she starts to weep. The moment I touch her shoulder to try to comfort her, a sensation of sadness and sorrow take over me. A couple of tears fall from my eyes. I think the whole situation is very emotional. She didn't say anything. I walked her out of the area. I asked if there is someone that can take care of her. She just walks out to the crowd, Days later, the body of an old lady is found in the building. I saw the other lady days ago. She died trying to protect her toddler grandson, but both were crushed. Most of bodies found were similar to those I see when the body is being taken out and clean of debris. It is the same old lady. Feel like shit for walking her out the area.